Today we are going to install the new DRT Motorsports XPEDITION adjustable rear camera relocation kit. This kit fits the 2024 Plus Polaris XPEDITION 2 and 4-door models. Install time is around 45 minutes. Best to be installed by 2 people, with a difficulty level of intermediate. You will need this list of tools to complete the installation. So, gather the tools, and let's install. This rear camera relocation kit is only needed if you have the DRT rear bumper installed. The kit moves the rear camera from the tailgate location onto the bumper for unobstructed rear end viewing. Let's start by opening the rear window, lowering the tailgate, and using a T40 Torx bit, remove these bolts that hold on the tailgate trim. Then, pull outward and down to remove the trim and set it aside. Next, on top of the tailgate, remove the 6 bolts holding the bodywork in place. Now, slightly lift the tailgate, unhook the 2 cable straps, and with a friend's help, remove the tailgate just enough so you can access the bottom metal trim, remove it, and set it aside. Then, reinstall the tailgate, and reattach the cable straps. Next, lift the tailgate to its latching position, and then the tailgate bodywork panel can be removed. Lift upward, and then down to clear the handle, and as you do be careful to unplug the rear camera, if it hasn't already pulled loose. Now, using a small screwdriver, or just your fingers, push in on the side clips, and push the camera through the panel. This is a tight fit, so some force may be required. Once you pull the camera, wire, and plug through, you can see here the metal clips and the alignment slot, which mounts upward. Set the camera aside for now. Next, you can see the wire harness attached to the tailgate, and using a body clip tool, remove the clips holding the harness. Then, using a pair of dikes, cut the clips off the harness. Now, using a T25 Torx bit, remove the 2 bolts holding the tail light. Then, remove the tail light, unplug the light, and set it aside. Next, this gets tricky. If your hand is small enough, or there is enough play in the bodywork, reach down in the paneling, and pull the harness through, while feeding it in with your other hand. Once the harness is clear of the tailgate, feed the end of the harness out the bottom of the panel bodywork, and make free of any obstructions. Make sure the harness is free enough to reach just past the middle of the vehicle. Now, grab the tail light, plug in the light, set the tail light in place, and lower the tailgate again. Then, reinstall the factory bolts, and shut the tailgate again. Next, grab the tailgate outer body panel that you removed, and set it back in place. Then, reinstall the top 6 factory Torx bolts, and tighten down. Now, lower the tailgate, and reinstall the tailgate trim, as you see here. Reinstall the factory Torx bolts here as well, and tighten down. Next, with a friend's help, pull the cable straps holding the tailgate, remove the tailgate, just enough to tip it downward, reinstall the bottom trim, Torx bolts, and tighten them down. Then, set the tailgate back in place, clip the cables back in place, and shut the tailgate. Now, we go under the bumper, to run the harness under the car. Remove this Torx bolt here, install a supplied wire clamp around the harness, and install it in place, as you see here. Then, tuck it up, over, and through the bumper bracket, for the next wire clamp. Next, on our vehicle, there is already a wire clamp installed for lights, so we will use it, to tuck the harness up and around. Otherwise, you would repeat the wire clamp step as before, here as well. Then lastly, we follow the harness to the middle of the vehicle, remove this Torx bolt shown here, and install the third wire clamp, and tighten down. Make sure the harness is pulled somewhat tight and out of the way of the exhaust so it can't melt or catch fire. Now, let's install the camera on the DRT bumper. Grab the camera, find the center, and set it in place, with the wide end at the top, as you see here. Then, align the camera, so the top edge meets up, with the bottom edge of the radius on the bumper. That would put it, a little lower than you see here. Next, mark the mounting holes, with a scribe or Sharpie. Then, using a 1/8 inch drill bit, drill 2 pilot holes. Now, using a slightly larger drill bit than the bolt itself, drill out the holes so there is a little play. Then, find the center again, and drill a pilot hole center, and just below the others, for the camera wiring. Next, using a step drill, keep drilling out the hole, as you see here, until the camera plug and wire go through easily. Then, using a round file, or a deburring tool, clean and round off the sharp edges. Now, grab the camera mount, and snap the camera into place. It can only be mounted one way, and that is with the slot at the top. Then, feed the wires through the bumper, align the mount in place, and insert the mounting hardware. Next, thread on the backing nuts, and using the supplied Allen wrench, and an 8mm wrench on the backing nut, tighten them down. Then, adjust the camera as needed, tighten down the Allen screws, and plug in the wire to the harness. Now, go check out your view from the screen in your cab, make any adjustments needed, and you are ready to go. Lastly, can't forget the cap plug for the factory camera location. The plug just snaps in place, and that finishes it off, for a clean installation look. Congrats, that completes your DRT XPEDITION rear camera relocation install. This XPEDITION adjustable rear camera relocation kit lets you get the most out of the Ride Command rear camera. The kit lets you move the camera further out to reduce any camera obstruction and widens the area substantially over the stock location. The adjustability of the camera angle allows you to dial in your preferred field of vision. The kit helps by moving the OEM camera from the low point of the tailgate to the back of the DRT rear bumper. The kit provides all the parts needed to relocate the camera. Until we meet on your next DRT install, be safe out there. If you have any questions during your installation, don't hesitate to contact us via phone or email. We are here to help.